We're on.
We're on.
We're on again.
Let's go.
We're on. We did a podcast on... I won't even call it a podcast. It was just four dudes getting drunk, recording themselves.
Yeah, we did it on a Friday. We were trying to sort it all out. Essentially, Sav was like, someone might sit in. There might be some sit-in. And then I was like, well, from work, come pick me up, sort all that out. And the next minute, we all got there. Everyone's already getting rowdy. And we set it all up. There was four of us. And the next minute, they're like, let's play Kings. And trying to do a podcast and do all that, it just fell apart really fast.
It actually was really funny.
It was great being there. It was a good lad hanging.
It was actually really good. I just don't think the world is ready for that yet.
Yeah, they don't need to hear that.
No, it was really good. I might make a Patreon and you can pay $5.99 to watch it.
Yeah. I was trying to look at it, and Sav goes, look back, maybe he won't come in and do another one where we'll talk what we know and not just talk nonsense. But I was like, maybe you could break it up into some clips because there was definitely some funny shit going on in there.
I am going to leave it. I am going to save it.
Simmer it in the background.
I'm going to simmer it in the background.
Yeah.
Actually,
put in the bank.
This week is UFC 308.
Yep. Big one.
M16 Open.
Yep. The
return of Declan Moody was 2 days ago when this releases.
Yep.
But the gym return was yesterday.
Yep. He come in Monday. Yeah, and so, when this gets released, a few days from now, it was just a Q&A. Last time I saw that beautiful human was in Vegas to watch him for ADCC along with a bunch of the other gym boys. And so, him coming back, he obviously made some announcements himself saying he's coming back, being the main event for the M16 Open, which we've known about. One of the things he talked about, or he said that he couldn't release at the time, was him versus Josh Saunders on Subversion, which was a big release by them. A bit under a week ago, Subversion come out with that little release where it was all the undercard. And I
think that was last week.
And
then last night, Declan dropped the bomb. Declan didn't, but
today, I got it first thing this morning when I was getting ready for work, and Declan Moody versus Philippe Pena on Who's Number One.
Do you know what's funny about that?
Massive.
Declan's mum broke the news to me last week at DFC.
So it was. That's what she told you.
It wasn't Saunders, but I couldn't remember the name. She's like, Penna, and I was like, he just fucking released his. They're just doing it with Saunders. I was like, oh my god! And then I messaged Declan and said, I was like, your schedule makes me so tired. And he's like, that's not even. I won't get into more, but he's like, that's not even the end of the year.
He's a psycho. This is what opportunities. This is what jiu-jitsu kind of presented. It took so long. I mean, look at how long it took to make the name and what he sacrificed to be the best in Australia, win everything over here, be regarded by everyone that's trained with him as essentially the best in Australia. But then to uproot that, go train a B team to get those opportunities.
Those fucking hard rounds.
Those hard rounds in, but the opportunity, the consistency of good training partners there. I mean, he's the morning coach now over at B team.
Is he?
Yeah. He runs the 8 a.m. class. Because I just saw that they've got this other guy, was it Vince? Someone else that they've got until Moody goes back at end of November. So, he got all that. Now it's exactly what he thought. He had a good showing at ADCC, showed enough that now he's so highly regarded. Now he's getting the biggest matches against finally another Aussie on Saunders on Subversion, which is essentially one of the biggest ones in Australia. And then Who's Number One, and he's got a crack with Philippe Pena, who won his division at heavyweight in ADCC.
I've got an episode with Moody coming up that will drop probably next Wednesday or next Friday. I might drop 2 episodes next week because I've got the boys coming down from Perth. I've got some names coming down from Perth. I'm going to be doing a shitload of podcasts this week.
He's podcasting up, which means, so you're going to podcast with Moody before he's had his match on the M16 Open?
No, after.
Oh, after?
I'm doing it next Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
It'll be the following Wednesday.
Oh, okay, cool.
So this will come out tomorrow. And then a week from now, I'll release the Declan one because we would have done it the day before.
Cool. So he was doing Q&As and then talking about techniques, and someone asked the question of, what match taught you the most? And I would definitely just say recency bias, but you can't fault the man, was against Kane Duarte at ADCC.
Absolute.
Well, both times.
Oh, yeah.
After the first match, because he was just talking about his passing and then to feel it, and he goes, he was doing things I've never felt before, which is interesting to hear a guy like that. Just
especially
talk about,
when you're in B team, fucking.
Oh, when you're that, but it's just different things, and he couldn't feel it, and then it forces your hand and it forces you to make mistakes, and he goes learning from that to learn, again, top of the food chain, the best 5 in the world. And that's who our boy Moody is rolling around with right now.
Imagine he fucking breaks fucking Penna's fucking leg.
Yeah, could break his leg.
Choke him unconscious.
Because Pena uses the legs, but he's the same as Moody, though. Likes to get to the back and strangle people.
Imagine Moody just fucking chokes him out and then just stands on top of his corpse and just fucking yells at M16.
Just arms up.
M16.
What's up? Yeah, you'd love it. You'd love it. But he'd probably be much more respectful than that. The only time I've ever seen Moody do a sniff or something like that, there was a little shove afterwards, and as soon as he did it on one of the M16 Opens, he went back to him and went, "Oh, I'm sorry, man." After this hard fought fucking 10-minute round, he's not that kind of character, but. I along with everyone else that have watched and supported him, are just stoked that finally it's worked out that he's got all these opportunities to show how good he is on the not just in Australia, but he's up there with the best in the world.
He is fucking one of the best in the world.
One of the best in the world.
That is fact.
Undoubtedly at this point.
South Australia, the
fucking let's go.
Combat sports capital of the world.
Let's go. The small, tiny population, mate, just punching above our weight.
We had a UFC fighter before. Shane Mitchell ever get in the UFC? Was he just PFL?
Shane Mitchell, cardio flex. Didn't he do Bellator? He was on the wrong end of that knockout. Yeah, he didn't get the UFC.
He never had a UFC fight?
I don't think so. Don't quote me on
Miles
that.
Simpson was in the UFC.
He had a sniff.
He could have done it.
He could have done it when he was 6-0 and he was asking, and he was talking with Joe Silva.
He went and did that fucking, I don't want to fucking lie, but I'm pretty sure I'll do a lot of that on this podcast.
We call it fluffing.
Didn't he do like the road to one?
The road to 1 miles.
He did like a one championship thing.
Was he fighting when 1 was already up and going?
This was years ago.
That's what I'm saying. Was 1 even
pretty
going
sure
back
Antonio
then?
Caruso did it as well. It was like
I could see the Caruso would do it because he fought in 1.
I believe Miles trialed out for. I went and did some sort of training. It was something.
Maybe I think he might have done the training. Maybe went for the tryouts.
He sparred Volk.
Caruso or Miles?
Miles.
Yeah.
I believe.
Well, it would make sense at this point.
I think because he went up to the gym and sparred Volk.
I
might be just fucking lying. I'm fairly sure. Ask Miles.
Oh.
Actually, Miles did spar Volk, and I'm fairly sure he said he knocked him out.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Let's stick with that.
First, nah.
We're gonna stick with that.
No,
just for the story.
I'm pretty sure he sparred has sparred Volk though.
He's done a lot. Listening to the
It's Australia. There's still not that many of those high level fighters, so they do all cross paths.
Well, that's what we've talked about a few times on the podcast, and you with also a few other guests. It's like, if you're looking to just be the best in Australia, so you don't want to cross train, so you don't want to go test yourself, if you really think you got the mettle to compete at a high level, we're in such a small area, and like we said, we may punch above our weight for what we do, but you have to move around to have a look, and if you're beating everyone here, then
You gotta fuck off.
Yeah, well, you got to fuck off, but you got to train. Like, you got to actually test yourself and train with all the best guys around there. Especially
You gotta go lose some rounds.
That's the tough thing about it.
You gotta go lose some rounds every now and then.
You got to win or you learn, apparently. But yeah, as one that doesn't like competing, and it might have something to do in my head about why I don't like to compete so much.
Yeah, you don't want to lose.
Yeah, just such going at smoke, get strangled to sleep in front of all your friends and family.
Train for fucking 4 weeks like an absolute psycho to get absolutely fucking.
You know what mine is?
dismantled.
As I get older as well, it's just like I'll drop booze for a month. Like all the things I build up in my own head about, all do extra strength and conditioning, make sure you show up to all these sessions, do all that, and go out and get fucking smoked.
And it's also different when someone grabs a heel hook on in training and then someone grabs it on in a competition, because there's a lot of people that don't care and they will like they're like
rip it off.
You're not going to be able to work for 6 months.
Yeah.
There you go.
And that's something to notice with where you're competing. If you're on a big show, then maybe you can push it a bit far. If you get to the subversion, you get asked to a subversion or things, then maybe. But
subversion in Melbourne or Sydney?
I actually don't know.
I want
to say Sydney.
Is that the biggest one in Australia?
Well, what do you got? You got Subversion, you got Battleground. And
Subversion seems to have the nicest production value.
I think Subversion would be the biggest. Yeah. And then what? Fusion Fighting Championships, where they have an SA branch, but it's I think bigger in Perth or wherever else is their main base. So those are some decent sized ones. Fusion, Battleground, Subversion would probably be number one.
I know of someone currently, literally just before you got here, they sent me a picture and they're like, have a look what I'm building. And I was like, what is it? Like, I didn't know what it was. He's like,
you're going to keep me on the hook?
I was like, what the fuck is it? It's just fucking timber. And I was like,
it's a structure I can't make out.
It was like just a random structure. He's like, I'm building a pit.
Oh,
for
okay.
the gym.
Yeah. Oh, he's building a pit for the gym, thinking that...
he's putting a pit in his gym.
Thinking that it's
not in Adelaide.
It's not in Adelaide.
Nah.
But thinking there might be pit matches after the success of the Craig Jones Invitational.
Well, why not get ready for it? It's just you're learning jiu-jitsu anyway, but if it does come a day where the pit does take over, you got fucking such an advantage if you've been training in it.
You do. Someone asked that about Moody because they had one at B-Team, obviously with it all being set up and the amount of B-Team members that competed on the Craig Jones Invitational.
You have to know how to get off it and shit.
Yeah, because he asked, what do you prefer? Do you prefer it with you train with the pit and open space? And Moody's like, well, the amount he's trained, he goes, yeah, I prefer the open space because he's right. Once you hit the wall, he's like, you just slide. Like it's so difficult once you get pushed against. That's why Nicky Rod was, as soon as people could take him, smash him against the wall, drag him to the ground, get to their back and use those giant fucking arms and smush people's faces.
It's just a fucking learning curve though.
It is.
In like 4 or 5 years, people will be bouncing fucking right back up. They'll know how to post up and get up without breaking their arms and shit.
Well, Craig did it first with the flying triangle against Phil Rowe off the pit wall.
Yeah, that was fucking dope.
But there's been a bigger one, man. Like someone legit like ran up it and like grabbed and almost did like a hurricanrana, like an old wrestler move into it.
Have they been using it in other promotions as well?
It was in one of the promotions. I think it was the Karate Combat, I want to say. The last Karate Combat, and they have jiu-jitsu matches. I think a dude essentially did like a hurricanrana into a triangle of it. Like he ran up with the bloke and just somehow knocked it on. And I'm like, that's the way to use it. Because, dudes, yeah, if you can run up it, but if you get pushed against it with your ass hitting it first and you don't have your feet under you, he's like, you just slide down it.
Dude, do you know what rabbit hole I've fucking gone down? And I watched maybe 6 hours of it the other night.
Hell yeah.
King of the Streets.
Oh, what? Not that,
Bro. Oh my God.
What's King of the Streets?
Bro, it's the most fucking violent thing I've ever seen in my life. And it's allowed on... I don't know how the fuck it's allowed on YouTube. I posted it on my story the other day, and they messaged me.
With the YouTube, yeah.
They messaged me, and they were like, "You like this, brother?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I do." If any of you ever get off parole and come to Australia, let me know.
King of the Streets,
bro. This is the most wild fighting I've ever seen.
Oh shit! Okay, yeah,
eye gouges, fucking full. Look at this shit.
Full-fledged
conversations that go lit.
Gippsland, yep.
Goodbyes.
Come on, mate, you always know about it.
Look at this shit.
Blood money. Oh yeah. Oh, that's brutal.
Look at this.
That's just hired fencing. Oh, yes. Bare knuckle. Oh, knees. They got shoes on,
bro. This is fucking amazing.
Yeah, dude, this is... Oh, all right. Yeah, of course.
But they actually know how to fight.
Yeah, they do. Like, no, even what they're doing there, they're trained.
There's pretty good grappling in it. There's good grappling exchanges.
How are they grappling? They're on a concrete floor.
Yeah, that's the worst part. Or the best part, really.
And they can low leg kick with shoes on.
It's MMA. It's just a fight.
Wow. But they're in a cage and they're on concrete. There's no matting of any kind.
No. There's no mats.
Jeez.
Have a look.
Oh, that's some Roger Huerta shit. He punted him in the head after he'd already knocked him out.
How fucking good.
Oh my God. Oh, that's brutal.
Bro.
That is so brutal.
There's so many. But they did one. They did a whole event on...
if he dies, he dies. That's that stuff.
They did this.
Hockey fights. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oofed. Full event behind the scenes, though. King of the Streets.
Yeah, bro. Have a look at the walkout. Just how dope this walkout is.
They're actual on ice.
No. This is like a hardcore. Have a look at this walkout. and tell me it's not the most scary shit of all time. Have a look how they walk out.
Cool, they toe the line.
That's Bash. He bites people's ears off and shit.
Oh, alright. That's a creepy looking fella.
Have a look, just this walkout is when they square off, it's so intense.
Yeah, he's just, oh, look. How do you even say, what is that? What is that at the bottom? There's his name. What the hell is that?
The years that they spent in jail underneath as well.
Oh my God.
What's going on with those tits?
Oh my God.
What's going on?
Yeah, what is happening there?
Steroids.
That's steroids that then he might not be on them now, but they're...
they're really aggressive.
That is hectic.
They're so aggressive.
They're like, they drop down a bit lower, but they still look like they're pecs and he's fit, but they look like he's...
Have a look when they're walking out though. It looks like they're going to kill each other.
Oh, okay, they do. Camera walking like that. All right. Oh, calm down, fella. Yeah. And then what? They just straight in and get...
Fucking
Oh, like that. Yep. All right. Man, that's... Yeah.
I don't know how they allow this on YouTube though. Like, it gets wild.
Yeah, I don't get how if they can allow this on YouTube and it's all like full on.
Look at this shit.
Look at that, 40 minutes. It's a full event. And they've already got just bloody taped up gloves, or not gloves, but hand wraps.
Killing each other.
Yeah. Oh,
this fight goes no rounds as well. No rounds.
Oh, it's no rounds?
It's until it stops.
No time limit.
It's when it stops.
My God.
They've been going for fucking 15 minutes, one round.
Oh, don't. Yeah.
It goes longer. It goes fucking... have a look.
Oh, look at his face.
Yeah.
Dude, his left eye. Oh, there's so much damage. Oh, God. Oh, you can't go anywhere. And what? So it's like ice hockey. It's like when they hit the ice, that's when it's done.
It's the greatest shit.
That's hectic.
It's wild.
That's brutal.
I highly recommend anyone who likes combat sports. It's a guilty, dirty pleasure.
It's like, well, look at how popular Bare Knuckles got now. Buddy, Conor McGregor's bought in as an owner. That's how popular Bare Knuckles gotten.
I just don't like Bare Knuckles.
I don't really watch it. I watch the highlights.
I don't know.
Apparently they had the greatest bare knuckle fight last weekend because
really?
Connor gave double the purse.
I've seen that.
And a massive bonus, and the owner was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
The CEO, the owner, was next to him like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah. But I don't know how much they're paying him. But if Connor's going to say that, I'd be taking Connor to the back and being like, "Yeah, you're footing that bill, mate. If you're going to come out with that without talking to me about it first."
I'm telling you right now, these guys are not earning.
Not that much money.
5 digits.
Done.
These guys are not.
I don't think they're getting 5 digits, man. They'll probably do this for $1,000, you reckon?
Yeah, and a gram.
Dude, that's so hectic. That is brutal. Hand wraps,
it's
like
wild.
bare knuckle style. Shoes, but you can kick. Knees, headbutts.
Bro, the slams though on the concrete.
That's why the slams on concrete is where
insane.
you could do that if you get Matt. If you get double unders and you can slam someone and there's not a mat underneath you, it's not a padded mat in the gym, it's not even a mat of a wrestling ring or a MMA ring, and you're doing it on straight concrete, you can knock people out so easy.
Bro, if Taylor double-legged me as hard as she could.
She'd knock you out, yeah.
And on a fucking MMA mat, in the gym on a matted surface.
Yeah.
It's not even getting knocked out. I would be so winded.
Yeah.
Like you get
even
so
like
winded.
that. Even like that on concrete. Something they were training the other night. It's like you jump on people's back. You get overly aggressive to take the back. You get one hook in. You jump up. The dude all of a sudden shoots you over the top and spikes your head, and you go head first into concrete. You probably knock yourself out as well.
It's fucking gangster. And when they start headbutting each other,
I saw that against that terrible fencing that they had that looks like you'd knock it over really easy. He's holding it. He's like throws his head to the side to hit his chin.
I've watched most of them now, and there is actually legitimately some like really good fights,
really talented fighters, like absolute brutal fights.
Just really good fights,
right? But have you watched anyone who's like that? So that's a super talented guy. Like, why is he here? Or it's all just.
I've seen some really good like there's people who obviously have a wrestling and jiu-jitsu base where they don't fuck around with the hands and they'll take you down, slam you, and then just fucking boof.
That's right. Ground and pound, like bare knuckle. Oh,
but brutal. They're poor hands. But shout out to King of the Streets. Send me some free merch or something.
There you go, bloody hit him up. We just opened it up on the sesh with Sav right here.
Let me commentate it.
Let's take me over. Do you want to go to Russia? You want to go to Russia right now?
It's in Russia. I've seen Greeks fight on it though. I've seen it's European.
That dude was Moroccan French.
Yeah, it's somewhere. It's somewhere in the. I imagine
They might move it around a bit.
I imagine it's Russian because you always see the promoters and they're always wearing like bandanas and ski masks because obviously this is highly illegal.
Highly illegal. Yeah, unknown location.
It actually has to be very.
It would
illegal.
have to be very unknown.
I cannot imagine this is illegal.
So it's illegal, but you can't do that. But like you said, they can just willingly show it on YouTube.
Meanwhile,
I was about to say words that get prohibited, nudity that gets prohibited, all these things. But you've got essentially dudes beating each other to death.
They all got fucking a lot of views though.
They got mate, people like brutality. This is the modern day gladiator stuff. And like I said, if he days, he days.
Give it a like.
Give it a like. But what do you reckon? Go from that. So you've got that brutality to the UFC this weekend.
UFC, the beautiful violence.
Very, very good card. This is why they had to actually get rules and regulations so that it could become mainstream, so that people are still this much into it, but are attracted to. If you like fights, you're attracted to the brutality at some aspect to watch the rules.
I'd love to know with the UFC roster, but the King of Streets rule set, who would be the champ of each division?
There you go. There's a thought for you.
No time limits. No gloves on concrete.
In the UFC fighters doing that as well.
If all of the UFC fighters
did that,
we're doing the current UFC roster.
Yep.
We're doing it under that rule set.
Right.
I wonder who the champs would be.
Do you reckon Sean O'Malley would do as well as what he does if there was no time limits? It goes until someone gets knocked out.
Marab would still be champ.
I think Marab would. Yeah, it's just certain people.
Marab would still be champ.
Again, it's just a certain thing. That's why some people thrive in the rule set. Oh, we could go back. So the fight, the Jose Aldo versus Bautista.
That was a terrible fight.
Because he won it on the game. Like he played the game because he's not going to outstrike Aldo. And every time he was not going to take him down, he eventually couldn't get him down. But he won on cage control.
Just as Moicano said, I think his punishment should be Pereira should be his next fight. That's what Moicano said.
Just to do that to Aldo and actually.
Yeah,
because you text me, you're like
Mario
Bautista.
Bautista's next fight should be Alex Pereira.
Yeah, and just for those that aren't playing, that's a light heavyweight champion against a bantamweight.
Oh, there was such a fucking gay fight though. Like
because he held him, it was frustrating.
He was separated. He got separated
because
and then he goes straight back to the
position. He did, but it wasn't even to get the takedown. Because I was watching it going.
No, it was just cage control.
Yeah, cage control to go for the takedown. I'm saying he couldn't get the takedown.
I'm surprised that Aldo let him do that though, because Aldo's never let anyone do that to him.
That's the argument, Aldo. But Aldo is.
Oh, he didn't let it happen.
His takedown defense off a whizzer is so good.
Is one of the best takedown defenses.
In the game,
MMA history.
But he doesn't do it by constantly pummeling to the underhook. He's so good with his balance, but with when kicking off the cage, but his overhook, understanding how to hold the overhook. The whizzer is an overhook, because you got the underhook where you obviously they say punch the underhook and turn. All the commentators, all the rage, half guard, cage control. To get off the cage, especially, you got to punch for that inside underhook and then turn him off the cage.
But as long as you got that whizzer, it's very hard for him to
stops it to do it. And his ability to torque that whizzer in, and then so that they can't, and then it's just kind of framing, fighting with it to then turn him off with the underhook. But his ability to control with the whizzer on the feet is fucking second to none.
That's how most of his takedown defense. Like these Yaz Island cards, they're always good, but I always find myself like, who the fuck's that? Because they bring out all the daggies and shit.
Yeah. Well, I know.
But this is actually a card I can follow along with, like probably 90% of it.
I was about to say most of them. They've got a few blacked out people, so there's just some names where we're like, they actually neither of them ring a bell, but
just some fucking refugees.
Both of the other two do ring a bell. This is the guy he fought that Swedish fella Takali last time, and he'd beaten him before, and he was. He's got like an 18-0 record or something. But Takali was run over the top. He gassed out so hard. He was almost like, he's further up the card. The Magomedov.
Yeah.
Yeah. He almost come in with like that. He's just smoked everybody outside the UFC.
Or Renat. He's actually Russian, so that would be Renat, wouldn't it?
Renat, yeah. Yeah.
Not
Renat. Not Hinart. No, that's Renat. Yeah. No, but that's that dude, bro, fought Craig Jones.
Yeah, I was going to say, you just said before that he fought Craig, and Craig
choked him to sleep.
Choked him out.
Yep, triangled him to sleep. I think he had him in another submission before that as well, and it was I don't know if he
that wasn't
worked
in
out
combat
or
karate, wasn't it?
I think it was. Yeah.
Was that the one where he was out?
Yeah, he was out.
No. But initially in the first submission, he was out, and Craig was like, But then they just kept the match going?
I don't know if he went out on the first one. That's why I think he had something else and then he let it go and then he went into the triangle and he choked him to sleep and he was asleep in the triangle and then he come out and then started like fake punching and it was all fun and games.
All right, well, I'm going Hanat.
Yeah, I thought Hanat.
Bruno Silva.
Nuradev versus Bruno Silva. Bruno Silva's been doing it for a hot second.
Still fucking doing the
Well,
thing,
he's been doing, yeah. He fought, Pereira in his second fight and he's the dude that took him to a split decision?
He always gets the shit end of the stick, Silva.
He's had some hard ones. Who was the other one?
Didn't he get Cop Izzy on the rise as well?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Because I was thinking, I'm thinking Brad Tavares last weekend. Think about all...
Tavares has got to have had a fucking shit luck,
Think about all the fighters that Tavares has fought, man. He has fought literally everybody.
Tavares.
So the last one, he fought, there you go, Sharabullah. Sharabullah
and then you got
Brendan
fucking...
Allen.
And then he... What,
And then Chris Weidman, where he got eye poked. That was the eye poke session.
Where fucking I poked him 7 times.
Yeah, eye poke city, that fight.
He's had... so he fought
There you go. So he fought Tavares and won. Mershat came back, and there you go. He fought Pereira back then. Yeah, he's been in there with some dogs. And there you go. And then that's the Beverly Hills Ninja.
When I'm thinking of Israel, I'm thinking of Tavares because Tavares pieced the fuck up out of Israel pieced the fuck up out of Tavares.
Yeah,
as well.
he was like the first decision I think of Izzy.
Yeah,
because then he fought Dricus. Like him and Tavares and Dricus had a fucking real back and forth, and it was like a split decision.
I like Tavares.
Tavares is good, man, and the fact he's been doing, but he's still because he's like still only mid-30s because he got in early. He was in the early season, wasn't he? On I am sure. There you go. Here's the trivia. What tough was he on, mate? Who were the coaches? Tavares. I'm pretty sure I remember. I'm pretty sure I remember.
Fuck, I'm not hell fun.
Because I'm not understanding. I forget the season numbers because up to like 37.
It would have to be before.
It's early.
It would be before Connor and
Connor Aldo. Yeah.
Aldo.
Yep.
It would. It's no way. It's Chael and Wanderlei.
It was before that, I reckon.
It was before.
Chael Wanderlei was Brazil. That was a Brazil tough. That fight that happened was a Brazil tough.
Was it?
Because Chael came in for the bad guy.
Has Jones done a tough?
Yep, he did one with Chael.
John Jones. What one was it?
It was Chuck Liddell and Tito.
No fucking way it was that long ago.
I think it was 13.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit.
I am 95% sure that Tavares came in. I think he was on Chuck's team. And that was when Tito would have pulled out and Chuck would have fought Rich Franklin and Rich Franklin knocked him out after Chuck broke his arm in the fight.
No fucking shit. He's been doing it.
He's been doing it a hot second. That's a long time.
Kennedy Nzechukwu.
Yeah, Nzechukwu. Yeah, Nzechukwu versus Chris Barnett. Chris Barnett, the best dancer in the heavyweight division.
Best front flip in the game.
Best front flip onto his senton bomb, straight sits on his ass.
Spinning heel kick knockout, believe it or not.
Spinning heel of Gian Vellante. Fantastic. The dude's nimble as fuck for a giant bloke.
Only thing, it's a week's notice.
It's a week's notice. It's a late step up.
He broke his rib in his last fight.
Who did he have before? Who was Nzechukwu supposed to fight?
I'm not aware.
He stepped up. I think it was decent. Then they've actually got a good replacement.
Well, Chris Barnett's good. It's just I can't remember if he's fought since his last fight. And I remember his last fight, he broke his rib really bad.
Oh, was it?
I don't know if it was his last fight or not.
His dancing is fantastic. Oh, Collier.
Yeah.
The hybrid that used to be a middleweight and went to heavyweight because I think he had a real issue and then he caked on all the kilos.
Yeah, he fucking broke Chris Barnett's rib in the last fight.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, Collier.
I don't think that would fucking mean anything now, but I'm gonna go Nzechukwu.
Yeah, I think Nzechukwu. I think he'll make a return and
another Magomedov.
Yeah, Abus Magomedov out of Germany. He's the dude that fought Strickland when he was the hot prospect after he stopped his first 2 opponents in under like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then they threw him Strickland because they thought, again, when the UFC gets an idea that hey, this might be the next big thing.
Send in fucking Team America.
And he did. He did well against Strickland for the first 4 minutes. And then he gassed so hard at the end of the first. Because he did. He had such a good record outside the UFC.
A few Brazilians on the card, hey? It's all Brazilians.
Over there, Brazil. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah,
so Bruno Ferreira,
there's a few Brazilians.
There's 5.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I wonder if, how many Brazilians they have on the roster. They'd have a fair few.
6.
But there you go. So, you've got Abbas versus Bruno Ferreira. Is that little tank that's been knocking out? He knocked out RoboCop after RoboCop was piecing him up.
Yeah, Ferreira's really good.
Ferreira's really good. He's the dude. He hasn't gone to a decision, has he?
I believe he lost his last fight. He's lost.
No. Stoltzfus.
He lost.
No, he won. Win.
Oh, is that a win?
Yeah.
Oh my God, my eyes are terrible.
Yeah, come on, man. He won. He lost against the dude that's fighting further up the card. That Ruzaboev.
Yes.
That's the dude that's fighting further up the card. So he lost against him.
He beat Hawes.
Yeah, and he beat Phil Hawes. Phil Hawes, man, he's had some highlights against him. So there's a Delize against him where Delize shredded his knee and then knocked him out.
He'll be
He had the Cuban Missile Crisis, I think, in the
Martinez.
that was in the Contender where he head kicked him against the fence.
Is that Martinez?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Cuban Missile Crisis where he got Miley Cyrus.
He fumbled the bag on that,
Bruno Ferreira's good. So that's a good. So we had 12-1 versus 26-6. Oh, so we had some losses outside of the UFC as well. Because Strickland pieced him up. He just gassed so hard. But his striking is wicked. It's just that you can't burn it all out in the first 5 minutes.
I really like Ferreira.
Yeah, Ferreira's 12-1, and I want to say I think they're 12 finishes. Like he comes and starches everyone.
I'm gonna go for Ferreira round 2.
In fact, they're strikers, they're both strikers, so that's a wicked fight.
Round 2 KO Ferreira, I reckon.
Mate, you're talking like this, but we don't gamble on fights down here in South Australia anymore.
How fucking bullshit! My friend sent me a picture of his Sportsbet account when it had the notification of it saying we
no longer allow this. Yeah,
and I was like, oh, he's fucking with me.
Yep.
Like immediately, I was like, oh, it's a joke. And then an hour later, I was like, no, I actually have to check this. And I fucking went on my Sportsbet and I had the same notification, and I sent it to all the boys, and they're like, nah, it's not real. Like, it's not.
It's totally real.
It's not real. It's fucking real. You cannot bet on
fights,
MMA.
On any online sports bet
South Australia
because
anymore.
It's hard because Sportsbet was that's why we all had it. It's one of the biggest ones, but it was one that allowed all the fights, and they actually had some of the best lines.
But
they had all the options, but Ladbrokes and all those other different things.
Why can't Ladbroke? Why can every other state do it except us?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I don't know. That's some weird legislation shit that we've been caught up in. We're missing out. Yeah, so I've because of first of all, you couldn't use credit to gamble on it. On the sports bet, and that's when I pretty much stopped gambling on it. And then they took the fights, and I was like, well, no, there's no reason to have it other than, like I was telling you, the Melbourne Cup's coming up pretty soon here in Australia, couple of weeks. And so I'll have to go to the Classic, go to the pub, fill out the TAB card. Betting on MMA banned in South Australia. Oh, here we go. It's a whole Reddit post, though. Oh, you're going to have to read it. The app's locked down. Yeah, it's just asking. Yeah, it's just asking the question, and then you're going to have to go through all the comments to see if anyone actually has good info or intel on what it actually is about. But yeah, we can't gamble on the fights down here on online gambling. I think, could you even go to the TAB?
TAB never really did it.
They never really did the fights.
Even then, you can't do fight nights and shit. You can only do
Yeah, you do the main events.
Maybe main events.
Yeah.
And there's probably no fucking markets on it.
I was about to say, all the markets, you'd have the head-to-head. You wouldn't even have first, second, third round KO
what if
submission.
You get a VPN?
Maybe. You know what happens if you activate a VPN? Has issues with UFC Fight Pass.
Really?
Fight Pass. I activated a VPN, and then it said you've got to turn off your VPN so you can access this.
Yeah, but maybe I don't know. Maybe with Sportsbet, I could just change it to being like in Victoria.
Yeah, I don't know. You have to figure that out. I've just not gambled on fights. We talked about this though, but what do they allow everywhere else in Australia and here in SA? And there, pokies,
beer, pokies.
Don't mind a bit of don't mind pressing that button over and over again.
Do you know what? I'm going to start taking bets through the podcast. If anyone needs a bookie, I'm not sure how legal that is.
Oh no, Sav's going to be my bookie.
I will fucking take bets on the upcoming UFC.
You're going to be the James Krause of South Australia.
I will. I'll fucking.
At least you're not actually involved training fighters.
I got Robert Whittaker at $2.30.
Oh, there you go. So you come up with your own lines. Mate, you're too busy enough. You're not coming up with lines.
I'll fucking quit my job after next week if I started doing UFC.
You're like, this is so much better and easier. I'd much rather concentrate on this.
Until fucking everyone picks the winner.
Yeah, I know. Until you have to pay out. How far can you leverage yourself, mate?
How do people fucking do that?
I don't even know. I don't even know about leveraging yourself. It gets into weird things with banks as well. How much they can loan out compared to how much money they have to sit on.
You'd have to start off with an exorbitant amount of illegal money.
Well, maybe that, or you just have to say when you first start now, how you get traction for people to do it. You'd have to have a limit.
Like $200 bets.
Yeah, you'd have to have a set limit so that if anyone did it and then jagged a big one, it'd be like, fuck, can I cover that? Not to mention then building out from there where you don't have fucking set limits. Because they essentially have limits at casinos as well, right? Dana's been kicked out of casinos for winning too much.
And then we got Said Nurmagomedov and Daniel Santos.
Okay, Said Nurmagomedov has the Nurmagomedov name, but is not the wrestler. He is a very fancy striker, and his front chokes are sick.
Said is very good.
Said is not the typical Nurmagomedov that you'd think of. He is... I don't even think he's related to Khabib.
Nah, he's not. I'm pretty sure he's
trained with him. He has trained with him.
He's a fucking weapon of a kickboxer.
His striking is wicked, and his front chokes are wicked.
I am gonna just say Said.
Yep, he's hot right now. And 290 favorite. Daniel Santos is a wild man. Has very entertaining fights, so I kind of see why they put this together.
There's some really fucking banger fights.
There's some really good fights, just really good. And they've actually done striker versus striker, grappler versus grappler, because that next one, Rebecca versus Orolbai. Yeah, the dude from Kyrgyzstan.
We were laughing because I can't remember what his last fight was on which card. It would have been, I imagine, a Yaz Island card. We were talking about how he looks like fucking...
I think the proper term is he's a mongoloid.
No, is you sure?
Well, I know mongoloid because that's the people from the USSR that when the Mongolians went up towards Russia. That's why the whole former USSR region of Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Azerbaijan, Mongoloids, it's because it was the heavy inbreeding, or not inbreeding, but heavy breeding of the Mongolians when they pushed up during the 1200s, 1300s, during Genghis and the grandkids.
I was just going to say, it looks like fucking he could be related to Genghis Khan, like his fucking brother. Yeah, looks like he hasn't fully developed.
There's so much of
into a modern human.
Yeah,
he's just got such strong features.
Siberian, like I said, all that, the former outskirts. We talk about this. I would go back to the killing fields in between because that's in between China, Mongolia, up into Russia, is from one portion of the continent. But then the other part during World War II and that is where the Polish and the Ukrainians and shit got fucked, is because you're in between then the powerful Europeans of the French and the Germans and all that. And then you're in between them and the Russians, because everyone always wanted to go up and try and conquer Russia because it's this giant landmass. But if you don't live in that kind of winter and you're not willing to deal with it, it fucked many people over throughout time.
It's going to be interesting to see who's stronger.
Oh, that Rebecca is the most jacked lightweight of all time. He is so thick. He has muscles on muscles.
He's a really lightweight.
Lightweight, dude. I
thought it was welter. They're both big.
I immediately thought they were middleweights when I remember in their head. But no, he is so jacked.
But they're both big.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're both kind of wrestling heavy. I think Rebecca would have the better jiu-jitsu, but he's got power in his hands. But yeah,
that's a 50-50. I wouldn't even
try and say that first name, mate. Go on,
Miktabek.
Miktabek? That's a good one, yeah. Because then it's Mateusz Rebecca and Miktabek Olabai, yeah, something like that. I'm going to say that's a good goal,
Miktabek Olabai, but I wouldn't.
He got brought in on a late notice fight because I remember
he looks like he should be fucking have. He looks like he's from Mulan. He should have a fucking eagle on his fucking arm and one of those fairy hats.
That's exactly what they do that when they wear the hats now from Kyrgyzstan and all that. That's exactly that reason, mate. Isn't Kyrgyzstan the
Kyrgyzstan?
Kyrgyzstan's where the Shevchenkos are from originally, aren't they?
Yes, I believe so.
Boom boom.
I wouldn't touch that fight,
dude. I would. That's a pick 'em, right? No, yeah, 245. Oh, he's the underdog. Oh, Rebecca's the underdog.
I was going to say I'd go with Olabai just because I reckon that he looks like someone that isn't willing to lose a fight.
All right, cool.
I just couldn't see him getting manhandled. But that Rebecca's a fucking weapon. So if they're putting $2.45 on him, that's worth like 50.
Yeah. It would be.
That's a good multi-booster.
I looked at immediately, just thought pick him, and then I saw the odds. Like, oh, geez, yeah, it's worth. If you're a bit of a don't mind the dog.
Jesus, they're
Rebecca.
fucking dicking Dos Anjos as well.
Nah, I thought I looked down at Santos when you said that. Dos Anjos.
Jeff Neal's paying $1.10.
That's minus 310, mate.
What does that mean?
Minus 310 means you got to put $31 on to win $10 back.
So he's paying $1.31.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, fuck, why do they do that?
That's why. We've had this conversation so many times
dumb.
between betting in Australia and seeing that, because I know, minus 310 or minus 310 is you've got to put $31 on to win $10 back.
So he's paying $1.31.
Because then the other one would
Dos
be.
Anjos
But then
is
if you
paying
go
$2.50.
Yeah, so $2.50. If you put $10 on that, you win $25.
It's fucking retarded. Why do Americans do everything stupid? Like miles.
No, man. I don't know. I don't know why they do it.
Like, she's a kilo. It's such a round number.
They just want to stick to what they know, mate. The Yanks ain't changing shit.
It's fucking stupid. Jeff Neal and Dos Anjos.
Jeff Neal and Dos Anjos, because it's been a hot second since Dos Anjos fought.
I would pick Dos Anjos in that fight.
Dude, that dude, again, you want to talk about the guy that's fought everybody. He's 14 now.
He has
ranked 14th.
He has the
resume.
Decorated resume
His
in welterweight.
His resume is ridiculous.
In welterweight,
he's fought everyone.
The best record ever.
Yeah.
But not wins, like just
who he's fought.
Pure resume.
Well, we were talking about that before with Brad Tavares. Like, in terms of resume and who
Insane.
they've fought. Like, they've fought everybody. They've fought how many different, like 5 different world champs.
Look at this shit.
You get crazy.
Gamrot, Luque, Barberina. That was a fucking banger.
Barberina,
Fiziev.
yeah. Oh, Fiziev.
Moicano. Felder.
Yeah.
Fucking it gets better as well.
Isn't that where he lost? He beat Felder, and Felder got, like, one of the judges, and even Felder was like, huh?
Chiesa, when Chiesa was, like, good. No, did they even do that fight? No, that was scrubbed
Yeah,
as well.
Because there's no win on either of them. Same with
Kevin Lee. What could have been with Kevin Lee?
Oh, one of the biggest what
making
could have
his
been.
fucking
Usman. Colby. There you go. That's where he's doing it. And then that's where he beat Robbie Lawler. See? There was that Robbie Lawler combo against the fence where he ate about 60 shots and just rolled with all of them on the fence.
Magny. Fucking this, where the fuck that is.
And that's where back in lightweight he fought
Ferguson,
Tony.
when Ferguson was fucking killing everyone.
Oh, he fought fucking Neil can't knock the top froth off a cappuccino.
Alvarez, Cerrone, Pettit.
Yeah. Oh, because that's back in his lightweight. Yeah. That's in his lightweight.
Diaz, Henderson.
Yeah. Okay, and then it's going to go way back. There you go. Oh, and
He fought Khabib.
He fought Khabib. Because that was one of the big come-outs for Khabib. Was he got Dos Anjos in like his 3rd or 4th UFC fight?
Khabib's record not that good, eh?
Khabib's?
Yeah.
When he's 29-0?
No, but hear me out.
Yeah, I know, because now who's of
Yeah.
when you just looked at a resume like that, who did he actually fight?
Okay, let's look at this.
All right.
Gaethje, Poirier.
So that's at the end, yep. Gaethje, Poirier, Conor.
Elite.
Yep. Iaquinta.
This is where it starts getting gay.
Nah, Barboza's good. Johnson was his come out when he goes, I beat you. You need to submit.
Yeah, you need to
I
stop.
need to win the title.
Here we go. This is fun.
So Horcher, yeah, okay. Not in the UFC, not even close now. Healy was good, man. Healy was getting close to a title shot, and then he stopped fighting because of concussions.
He fought Tavares.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
the same Tavares?
No, that's not Brad Tavares.
He's fought T-Bow. That's the fight he
he probably should have lost.
Yeah.
On all the stats, he lost. On all the stats, but he won on the scorecards. Trujillo was where he broke the takedown record. He got like 50 takedowns.
Not that good a record.
And then DC would be like, they're called mat returns.
You could argue McGregor had harder fights than Khabib.
Overall,
Yeah.
possibly. It's just and by the end, because he was remember how much of a slow burn he was? Because he was just taking people and controlling them. And then as he got so much better, he was running over these people. So he was leading up. The trajectory was up. But then his dad died and COVID happened, and he's promised his mum, and then he just walked away when he was on the ascendancy, man. He was making it look easy. He was making it look easy against like the best guys in the world.
Could have kept making it look easy.
He could have kept going.
I make promises to people all the time.
Yeah, but that's also the issue with when you do this comparison over who's better, and you're looking at the resumes, and a lot of people, Khabib, over time. You remember 29-0, it's not boxing. The O's, it's massive that he did. But if you go back and people like you and me would know, if you go back and look at, because they were talking about him side by side with Pereira for the GOAT conversation. because
Pereira's resume is way more impressive.
after 14 fights,
Way more
Pereira's have
impressive.
fought like 3 UFC for 3 UFC titles or whatever it was. Khabib fought a dude that was 0-0 in his 14th fight.
Pereira can lose his next 2 fights and then win one more, and I would still think he's a better fighter than Khabib.
Just he's something special.
He's a freak.
He's something special. But what Khabib did in
It's
his,
very different.
What Khabib did in his prime as well was just like he's going to mold this dude. No one could stop
I'm
it.
not shitting on Khabib
Nah,
at all.
it's just resume because he
and
didn't
it's
hang
just
around. Always the
stylistically.
thing, it would be he didn't hang around.
And it's the aggressiveness that Pereira finishes people with. He doesn't. He makes people not want to fight him again.
Yeah, but so did Khabib. They talk about the eyes like Barboza first
Who
round.
would you rather fight?
Neither of them ever.
Who would you rather fight?
Absolutely not, because one's way bigger than me, and one's gonna absolutely maul and butcher my face. So no.
You would rather. Why is that a hard question for you?
Well, I definitely don't. Well, I get knocked out. I'd get knocked out quick with Pereira.
You'd have way more of a chance against Khabib.
Absolutely not.
You'd have way more of a chance.
I could leg lock Pereira with something
With what?
super fancy
When you're
in
fucking
my
knocked
dreams.
out.
In my dreams. In my dreams.
When you're fucking dead.
If I could hit a flying leg scissors
What do
on
you
him.
mean?
Bia, bia.
If someone came
Come
up to
on,
me
man. That's
and
not even a
goes,
chance.
I'll give you $1 million to fight Pereira, or I'd give you $100,000 to fight Khabib, I'd fight Khabib.
Really?
Yeah, he's not gonna knock me out. He just fucking made me really tired and then choked me out.
Oh, that's not the way it might work if he can elbow you in the face and you just watch the butchering and the damage that can be done with bare elbows.
Nah, Khabib would be nice about it. He only did that to Conor because he didn't like him.
Oh.
He didn't like Conor, so
Yeah,
he made it.
yeah.
Actually, when that overhand landed on Conor, I was so shocked.
Oh, man.
I was like, oh no, Khabib
Nice.
learned how to box.
Well, because he's boxing, he said his jab was really good. That's what he said. He was still on the up and up when he left.
Yeah,
because
he was getting better.
his jab was getting sick. Or so all of a sudden, and then you were so worried knowing his takedown. He did the same thing over and over and over again. But then he was adding all those, because before that he had that little fucking he had that the eagle uppercut. It was like the shovel hook uppercut.
It's
and
like
he was hitting
someone's just
people with
pressing
that.
triangle and fucking...
Yeah, it was a weird Zaryukin. Like
Yeah.
he would come up with it from his hip and the douche.
Islam's a way better fighter.
Islam's a better fighter overall, but that's
Islam's
why
a
he
way
left,
better
because he was
fighter.
like working it in. And then look at what the team that they still have together.
But
like that whole AKA team is still
Islam's
massive.
a way better fighter, but Khabib would probably beat Islam in a fight. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, you know, they're brothers.
Well,
so who
Islam's
would know?
Islam's looked a lot more human than Khabib has.
Yeah.
Because Dustin Poirier was fucking putting it on him some points, and like
Didn't shy away from it at all.
Yeah, and
he was in it. He was in the fight.
I can see Islam losing a fight before he retires, especially if he moves up. If
Yeah.
he moves up, I guarantee he'll lose a fight.
But look at that's the difference, right? So because Islam enters the world with striking much more confidently than what Khabib ever did,
and that's when you get caught.
And that's when you get caught.
But
That's how he got caught and knocked out to begin with.
He's
Just
also
way
not-
more willing to engage.
He's
in
not
the strike.
fucking massive. Like, I feel like if he moves up, he will have...
It was a struggle with.
Not struggle with size, I just don't think... They're fucking weight bullies, these daggies.
Yeah.
They are. That's a big part of their game.
Yeah, if you look at Khabib now,
No one wants to
he fought at 155.
Yeah, no, like, they're fucking huge. They're massive and they're strong.
And the fact they do because they're so thick because they're wrestling their whole lives.
And they're born fucking 900 fucking kilometers above sea level,
just
so
train-
their gas tanks are
They have to pick
abnormal.
They have to pick the goats up on their shoulder and run them up
Who's
the
gonna
hill.
carry the goats?
Yeah,
Who's going to carry the goats?
Me.
It's just fucking Khabib running up a hill.
Don't worry, I got this.
Oh, no, he's selling vegetables.
That's crazy.
I don't know. I just think it's way more impressive to me what Pereira's done than what Khabib did.
Yeah. I can understand that.
Especially because Pereira's at the tail end of his career.
Also,
he
what-
didn't even enter
again,
the UFC in his prime.
You know what's fun? I heard something about this today as well. It's like stats. Stats can be used, and they're usually used in the negative because that's what's being used right now. Because
Pereira's takedown defense is better than everyone's in the UFC.
if you look at stats, the amount of fights, like you can use your stat. Essentially, that's what I say. You can use stats for anything to argue your point, but it's the more it goes on, the amount of fights, how quickly he went, Pereira. The amount of fights, how quickly he made it up there, the amount of title fights, the amount of world-class opposition, he's going to take all that away from, like...
100%
Khabib wasn't
takedown efficiency as well.
Yeah, so no one's taking him down.
No. He has 100%.
Oh, because he took 1-on-1.
He's got one-on-one takedown.
That's why the joke was like Khalil or him who's going to go shoot for the takedown first. Did you see that slow-mo replay of the jab that
That
hit.
broke Khalil's,
the nose.
nose.
The mist, like the mist spray, that it wasn't, because it's just there and it was super slow, and it's like someone shot like a fucking paintball pellet, and it was like.
I'd love to. Would you let him punch you just to see? Just jab?
Pereira?
Just jab. Would you let him jab you?
Yeah, but full power?
Yeah.
Well, no, my nose is already fucked.
In the stomach.
Yeah, I'd let him jab me in the stomach.
Really?
Yep.
Full power.
Yeah.
Would you let him hook you?
No. Absolutely not. No. Absolutely not, Sav. No. No.
Why not?
Jab, well, that would hurt way more. I like my liver functioning because it has to do its job. Like,
Just left hook.
Oh my God. Nah, you can keep that shit. You can keep it. All right, we'll
So
get
who
back.
did you got? Do you got Neil? Because I got Dos Anjos.
Yeah, I think Neil's going to be able to go for it. The only thing, I think Dos Anjos, he entertains some
He just
striker,
has
but
this
if he can get him
take him
down,
down.
if he takes him down.
But if he just has this resurgence every now and then where it's like he de-ages himself 10 years and
Yeah.
he just does really well.
But well, he's had a little time off, so we'll see. Usually when veterans have a bit of time off, it goes one or two ways.
I'll
right?
go Dos Anjos on that. Now, this cunt here, I've got some mixed opinions about fucking this Shahara.
All right, Shara Bullet, Shara Megomedov
this is
versus
actually-
Armin Petrosian.
This is a huge step up in competition for him.
Competition, again, wicked for the card because Armin Petrosian was he a glory? I don't think a champion, but he was a glory
he was a
kickboxer.
fucking animal.
Fucking wicked. He's made his name and made his way into the UFC on his striking, and
He's
then you've got
very good.
maybe one of the most creative strikers, but can only fight outside of the US because he has one eye.
No, well, apparently that's not the case.
That's not the case.
Apparently he will be able to fight in America.
Really?
Well, fucking, he can just say you're discriminating against me.
No, it's a physical thing.
Well, but he's bashing people with two eyes, so what's it to them? Fucking this cunt fight with one arm.
That's not the way that's not the way bureaucracy works, man. If it's written in the rules that you have to, there's certain standards of medical practices, and the only reason that Bisbing got away with it is because he fucking lied and he memorized
One
the
FC
eye
let
chart.
someone fight with one arm.
That's one FC. They have different rules. They have different commissions. They have different for different countries, different states. There's a unified rules in America, and that's where they have a lot of their shows. But again, when you go overseas, different rules and regulations. How long did it take for fucking France to have fights? They only started like 2 years ago.
They let fucking...
They didn't even allow MMA.
What's his name? Camo Shorts.
Bryce Mitchell.
Yeah, he's fucking retarded. They let him go. He's fucking
Come on,
simple
man. Just because he believes all the conspiracies.
He's a simple fucking man.
He wants to work with on his farm with his chickens, drive his tractor. Meanwhile, has wicked grappling, but finding it a bit hard to get to the ground.
I think Shahara
Shahara.
Shahara is a little bit of a Khabib. I reckon he's a little bit of a hype train. But
Well, he got, because his grappling is
dog
zero.
shit.
Your grappling is zero.
Yeah, but no, it might not be zero. I think because of the name, we just expect him to be a world-class.
Well,
fucking
they know
grappler.
that now, though. They've already watched from his highlights, and DC's talked about it. He's like, if anyone comes in, that's why they've, again, another favourable matchup, because the UFC are actually liking what this guy's bringing. He speaks a little bit of English. He's a bit of a character. He walks around like a
pretty
fucking
funny.
pirate. He literally wears a pirate outfit.
He's
And he's
pretty
got one
funny.
eye. And it's a full glass, clearly.
But like, why can't
Faux eye.
people? He's got such a disadvantage. Like, surely Armin is like, okay, I'm just gonna throw to that
jab
side.
and left hook the whole
Yeah,
time.
I'm just gonna throw to. Is it his left eye? So
it's his right. So, yeah.
is
you
it his
hit off
right? Are you sure it's his right eye?
What's his... Well, he's facing that way. So
Which
it's
eye
right-
is it?
right
Is
eye.
it his right eye's fucked?
His right eye, yeah.
So yeah, why wouldn't you just throw hooks and jabs? He can't see him.
Yeah. That's what I would think, yeah.
Oh, like left, his whole left side.
Yeah.
I guess you'd get used to it. Maybe this eye's gotten a bit stronger and his peripherals have gotten a bit
I don't
better.
think it'd be that crazy, but the fact that again, because it also fucks with your depth perception.
That's
so the
the
fact
thing.
he's so good with one eye, which he's had, it wasn't he hasn't had it his whole life. He got in a fight or something, didn't he? And he lost it.
Yeah, he wasn't born with it. He had to learn how to do it.
He had to learn how to do it.
If Armin loses this fight, I would not be mad if they gave Shara, if they just fucking top 15.
Yeah.
If they gave him someone.
Especially if they just gave him a wrestler.
If they gave him someone in the top 15.
I think it'd be a real shit show.
Yeah.
Because here's wicked, like his lead kicks. Also, why I think with his perception, because a guy like him, he switches a lot as well. If you're that good of a creative striker, you're switching a lot because it's like you're presenting so many different options for the guy to think about which way is he going to attack me from, because he is he's a weird one that throws like hook
got
kicks,
weird kicks.
and or it's just kicks. He's
uses them like a jab.
Yeah, he uses all of his kicks like jab, push kicks, teep kicks,
Probably
hook
works
kicks.
better for him because then it's probably easier for him to fucking see you over there.
Yeah.
Because then
keep
he can
you
see.
further away. Also, why he's not good with grappling if he doesn't have the intuitiveness, and before they get too close, that's why he's just trying to keep
And
you
imagine
away.
grappling and your head is smashed on the canvas and your eye is fucking here and your other eye is supposed to be watching everything else, but you don't have fucking that eye there.
That's what you want to do in jiu-jitsu. You want to fold him over one way. So if you fold him to the wrong, where the eye's looking into the ground,
It's just flat. It's just fucking
that is so rude. He's like,
or
look,
like
I'm
you're
blind.
covering his eye.
Oh my god, that would be so bad. But why wouldn't someone do it?
I'm not telling you what to do, but if you can get him to the ground and you just post up on this eye, he can't see the elbow coming from the other fucking eye.
That would be a way to do it.
But yeah, if he wins this fight, I think they fucking just give him the correct matchups and get him to the top. Like, they will give him the correct matchups because he's fun, he's marketable.
Yeah, he might have one or two boring losses where once they start getting him against the good wrestlers, and they do the Bautista and just like hold him against the cage, he can't get off, hold him on the ground, and just stalls him out.
He's in a pretty good division for like avoiding heavy grappling styles.
Well, also, who's top of middleweight? Drakus, but Drakus actually.
Drakus, give him Strickland. Like, not give him. I'm not saying give him Strickland, but that like.
Hey, they did it to fucking Magomedov.
Oh, I don't think
Third
they'd do
fight
that,
in,
yeah.
they gave Magomedov Strickland.
He's too high up on the podium now.
He is now, but Strickland would know better than to even accept it. He accepted it back then, but he wouldn't now.
But if you like, it's not a hell grappling heavy division anymore. Middleweight.
No,
it's striking.
The only one would be the co-main, which will come up.
Yeah, Rob,
and then
Rob
Hamzat.
would fucking kill him.
Hamzat if he comes up. We'll see. Go, we're not there yet.
I'm gonna go Shara.
Yeah, I think Shara. That's gonna be hopefully it's not boring, because I think they're both like one super creative striker and one good technical striker. So hopefully there's no stall out for them being bored, or it's not a shit wrestling match where they both are like blue belts in grappling and they try and grapple.
Step up though. Actually, I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna go Armin.
I'm
gonna go Armin by decision. Just outpoint him.
Yeah, could do. If Shara doesn't get a big kickoff or a big strike that hurts him.
Ankalaev and Rakic would have been a good fight.
Mate, Ankalaev cannot get a break in the UFC.
Nah, just give him a title shot. Just give him
now that this has fallen apart, you have to give him the next light heavyweight. You have to give him Pereira.
I don't want to.
You have to. Because the whole thing that Dana said was he's got Rakic, depending on how it goes. And who pulled out, Rakic or Magomedov?
Imagine the Shara fight ends, and then you just hear the chants, and then Pereira replaces Rakic on 2 hours' notice. He swims to Yas Island.
What? That's not going to happen.
He swims to Yas Island.
He's like the big marketing machine now. Remember how long they've iced Connor for so long because they couldn't get enough marketing time behind him?
Just like The Undertaker, the ring goes black, and then the boom, and then it's just Pereira in the middle of the octagon. That'd be a good fight. I reckon Pereira would fucking flatline him, but that's because I'm a dick rider.
Yeah. But I would love to see that right now. And they're just nervous that Ankalaev will win the fight, and then he's the champ, because he is not marketable. He's got very good skills, but he's not marketable at all.
No, he's boring.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not a boring fighter.
Not really a boring fighter.
Just like can't talk. He's not a shit talker.
No, he's starting to now because the UFC keep fucking
Pereira
shafting him.
would have to be the biggest non-speaking English fighter the UFC's seen ever. Non-English.
Anderson Silva?
Anderson could speak English.
Yeah, but he just never did.
He could speak 100 times the English that fucking Pereira could.
Yeah, but he just never showed it. And even Aldo took a long time to fucking actually start speaking English pretty well.
Still
even
never
though
heard him.
he could. But I've heard him talk to people in the back. I've heard him talk to Holloway.
Never heard him.
Again, it's one of those that speaks English really well.
He spoke English.
Yeah, Aldo.
Do you know what?
Aldo speaks English quite well.
It's not their language. Why the fuck do they need to speak English?
For marketing purposes purely.
They make enough money.
You want?
I'll go on. Yeah, I'll have another one in a minute, though.
Oh, yeah. I thought I couldn't see. I thought that was fucking heavy.
Lerone Murphy, Dan Ige.
Lerone Murphy, the hot up-and-comer out of England.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now.
Minus 250 against my plus 210 against Ige, the man that stepped up quick
I'm going to
against...
tell you right now, fucking Murphy's going to sabotage Ige.
Ige had the quick 4-hour call-up to fight Diego Lopez.
No,
he lost against Lopez.
But the fight of the night, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't.
Scrapped, didn't they?
Nah, they did. It wasn't fucking wicked.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it wasn't that good.
No, you're right. Lopez fucking bashed him.
Yeah, Lopez. Well, he beat him up. He just peppered him on the feet. It didn't even really hit the ground that much. But Lerone Murphy. So there you go. He's undefeated, 12-0-1. One of the hottest prospects coming out of the United Kingdom. So. Yeah, I've watched him, but nothing... I know he's a good striker. I mean, so that's another one. It's a good fight, but they're both... Ige can mix it up a little bit. He doesn't have the fear of what he had against Lopez with hitting the ground with him.
There's something about no one ever... Like, trajectory of career is such a thing no one ever factors in when they... Or I don't know if no one ever factors it in, but momentum's so big in fighting.
Massive.
Huge.
Massive.
Huge.
Well, think about how much...
Trying to stop a 12-0 fighter on an uptick that wants a title is like fucking fighting a tsunami.
Yeah.
They're just going to fucking roll you over. You're going to have to kill them.
Well, because who are the few of the big ones? Like, two come to my mind immediately about dudes that went on giant UFC win streaks. One took, and they both never got titles.
Ferguson.
Yep.
Poirier.
Nope.
Poirier was on a streak.
He was on a bit of a streak, but not the streak I'm thinking of.
Never got a title.
Never got a title.
What division?
Fought for a title, welterweight. Bit old school. Who fought GSP?
Oh, fucking
that wrestler from AKA.
Oh my god.
Yeah, John Fitch.
Never got a title.
John Fitch fought for the title, never got a title.
What run did he go on though? How many?
Fucking 11 or 12.
That would be so disheartening.
He had a massive one. And then he was the Terminator against GSP, and GSP beat the fuck out of him. And then he got fucking flatlined by Johnny Hendricks with that left hook in like 20 seconds, where he sent him to the Shadow Realm, where that's when Hendricks was on the up and up. Fitch was like the big name that he took, the scalp, when he was Schumann, because after USADA, he completely fell apart at the seams.
Yeah.
But that knockout fit, and he did it to Campman as well. He's like, he was fucking sending people flying at welterweight, and he did that to Fitch.
Do you know what we should do one day? We should get Toasty as and rewatch.
Make some toast with Vegemite.
Make some toast with Vegemite.
Yeah, for sure.
And we should watch
old fights.
No, old, like what do you call them? Controversial decisions.
Controversial decisions. Oh, but they're sometimes the boring fights are the controversial.
I see.
decisions.
Well, I have not watched Hendricks or GSP in maybe fucking 10 years.
Oh, I watched that live in Canada, and I bet a bloke $20 that Hendricks was going to win.
Oh.
On GSP with that streak, and that happened.
Have you rewatched it since?
No, I should for that. Actually, that would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be because I watched Shadow.
Anyone that watched it, I remember watching it being like, "How on earth can you give that to GSP?"
It's been that long since I've watched it. I don't have an opinion on it.
Yeah.
I can't have an opinion on it.
I don't, but I
don't
still
remember the fight at all.
I still remember being salty because of that very reason.
That would have been 20 Canadian as well.
Because another big one I made where people thought they knew is when Lesnar fought Velasquez, and I bet a bloke $50 that Velasquez would beat Lesnar. Ooh. And of course that happened, and then it took him 3 years to pay me back.
That's fair. You should have asked him for 63 or something for inflation. Fucking.
Shit.
There's this the Weasel.
Oh, the Weasel. You told me about him. He does good breakdowns.
Fucking phenomenal. Yep. Best MMA breakdowns on YouTube, hands down.
Oh, big call.
Best MMA channel for nerds.
Yeah.
He, after a fight, I don't know how he does it so quick. I don't know how he actually uploads them so quick, because it's not a quick process to upload to YouTube.
No.
So
it shows how much he knows if he's doing that somewhat on the fly.
Like, he is. He's writing his script live. Yeah. He's fucking editing live. Like, I don't know how he does it. But he uploads immediately after the fight. Say there's like a fucking GSP Hendricks.
Yep.
An hour later, a video will be up. Who really won? He does these who really wons.
Yeah,
and he breaks it down into light, medium, and heavy strikes. and he counts round for fucking round each strike and follows the criteria, and he'll tell you exactly who won by the criteria.
That dude's a full MMA nerd.
Oh, but it's phenomenal.
Hey, you'd love it. If you're into it, you fucking love it.
It's called Robbery Review.
Robbery.
It's really interesting.
It's good. The Weasel. Shout out. You've told me about him.
He did one on Batista and Aldo.
Batista, Aldo.
I didn't watch it. But he did one. Because he's like, who actually won the fight? And I can't remember. I didn't watch it, but it'd be interesting to see because I don't know. I was pretty fucking hammered. Did Aldo land anything significant?
I think he might have hurt him a little bit in the second, but that's the one he won. Like, that's the one he won on all three. That's pretty much it. Otherwise, it was like, who landed the damage before Bautista crashed him into the fence and then just held him there. Yeah. Which is hurtful because, that's the way it goes.
I'm going to go Lerone Murphy.
Yeah, I think Lerone as well. Like you said, it's a bit powerful when no one stopped you. You got that, you feel invincible. You're the hot prospect. You're the big up-and-comer. And so to go with that, all right, so here we go. The starting nation for him has changed. Hamzat Chimaev is now out of United Arab Emirates. No longer Swedish. I don't know too much into it. If him and Kadyrov have issues, and he might not be able to go back to Chechnya.
Who?
Chimaev.
Really?
I don't know if he's besties with Kadyrov anymore.
So he can't go to the US, can't go back to Chechnya?
Yeah, might be. Don't quote me on that, but I think there might be a little something, hence why he's gone to the United Arab Emirates. But United Arab Emirates, you can't. Say that 5 times fast.
United Arab. Oh yes, I did. He's training out of UAE.
Yeah. So he's done that. Because did you see just before we start that? Then they had in boxing. They finally put a super fight together last weekend.
Who?
Was Bivol versus Beterbiev.
Oh, what a fucking scrap!
Right, so they essentially had going for the undisputed. They're trying to.
They're trying to form like an organisation.
Yeah, they're finally trying to. So Saudi Arabia are finally throwing all the money at it to put on super fights, to put on undisputed titles, to finally pay enough money to avoid all the bullshit politics of the different promotions, the different promoters.
They're trying to do what the UFC did to MMA.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're trying to monopolize
it.
Yeah,
with money. With money.
I'm pretty sure they were trying to buy every promotion out, but they obviously said, "Go fuck yourself."
Yeah. But did you see? Because that's the cash cow, right? It's just like, what, everyone sucks at the power teat. Did you see who got in the ring after Beterbiev won?
No, I found a stream that was legal.
Very good. So he bought the fight. That's a good call. Kadyrov got in the ring when Beterbiev won.
No shit.
Yeah. And then obviously all the MMA pundits, especially some of the lefties that you follow, were like, "This is what's fucked up."
I'm interested to see what Dana does with fucking the boxing next year. Because he wants to do it next year, I believe.
Well, how much are they? The big one, they've got Callum Walsh. They are so heavily backing Callum Walsh.
The English bloke.
The Irish bloke.
Didn't he fight...
He's sponsored by Hallahead. He fights every fight that he has as a main event put on UFC Fight Pass. They do some boxing
Didn't
cards.
he fight fucking...
he hasn't fought any big names yet.
He didn't fight... No, who fought Lomachenko? I'm thinking of Callum fucking...
No, that Callum Smith?
Yeah, I think so. He didn't fight a different division. I don't know boxing very well.
Nah, Callum Walsh has literally got the backing since he was like 2-0. He trains under Freddie Roach. It's like how he got... I don't know the story of how he got so much promotion.
So will the UFC be like a promotion and say he will have to work with Top Rank to get fight, or are UFC going to have a ranking system and do fights there? Or?
That's the whole thing. I think with what he's signed with the UFC now, it's going to be tough for him. Like, he's got money back, and I don't think money is going to be an issue.
I think Dana and Eddie Hearn and shit have good relationships.
I think with Eddie Hearn he's all right, but I don't know with too many others.
Eddie Hearn's got some good fighters. It's fucking...
There's a lot of good fighters.
It's I don't know. I wish it was boxing in 4 ounce. So much. How good would that be?
The issue with all that stuff though is the amount of we like the UFC because they can make the fights that we want to see for the most part because it's monopolized.
Yeah, boxing's too hard.
But then look at the issues they're going to have now with this fucking lawsuit that's gone through, which has been pushed along, and they declined the first offer, and so they're going to have to pay out a shit ton to the fighters.
It just confused me as to why a boxer would choose to fight in the UFC's boxing promotion and take an 85,000% pay cut.
What, like Callum Walsh, you're saying?
Not Callum Walsh, but like, why would any big boxers
Go there and fight? But, well, you'd have to start it up.
Can you imagine if Dana pays boxers $30 million to fight? Can you imagine the uproar?
with MMA,
it'd be too much.
Mate, people would fucking fight. But
I
don't think he's too much with that. I think he's got this one fight. I don't know why he likes Callum Walsh. That's why I'm curious about the story on how that all come together with the leg up that Callum Walsh has had.
Is he like a McGregor prodigy?
Yeah, it seems that way. Like his boxing's wicked. He's got all the top trainers now. They're making him fight kind of cans, which is what you do in boxing.
I wonder
to build the reputation until you get to a certain level and skill set where you can make a run for it. But if he's coming out under UFC, how difficult will it be to go to a top rank, to go to a...
I don't reckon it'd be hard because they'd love their fighters to belittle the UFC and beat them up. You know, they would love that. I wonder when Dana's going to start investing more in Australia because... on Contender Series alone this year, I'm pretty sure we're like 7 for 8 fighters or something.
I was about to say, and the only one where an Australian didn't get a contract is when they put Aussie versus Aussie.
Yes, and that was a fucking good
fight.
It was a really good fight.
Yeah, dude, that was because what was the Hex Bantamman flyweight champ against the Eternal flyweight champ.
The last one that went in and won Mikhailov, I actually saw him on the video I went to Melbourne to make when I went to Hex.
Yeah.
He got knocked out by Bates, this guy called Bates.
Yeah.
And great fight. But then he fucking turned it around, Contender Series, boom, fucking straight in the UFC. I believe 7 contracts or 6 contracts from Australia this year. When are they going to build PIs and shit in Australia?
Maybe. I mean, it could come because what? They've got China. They've got Mexico. Those are the 2 PIs they've got.
No, they got more than... I think, and obviously America.
And America. Yeah, the Vegas one.
Are you sure they only have Mexico and China?
Yeah, I think so. Which means where's going to go next? You could
Has to be Australia.
Because they've got UFC gyms, but that's not a PI.
We got 2 here.
Yeah, we've got a few, yeah.
I'm pretty sure we got one.
Not in South Australia.
No, we got one in Perth and we got one in Sydney or Melbourne.
Yeah, we don't have one in South
somewhere.
Australia. Yeah.
But if they did bring a PI, it's very different.
Because it's a different thing. Like it's
a fucking state-of-the-art facility.
It's a state-of-the-art weight cutting, weight management, strength and conditioning, massage, all the highest technologies of like getting the data, like data-driven sports science. Like you should. But if again, what Aussies do, they should have one in Brazil. They should have one down here.
Should have one at every corner.
You should have one almost in all the major producers of the talent.
And I reckon, I would say like put it in Adelaide, but we don't have any fucking.
No. They'll do it in Melbourne or Sydney.
Nah, Perth. I think
Perth. Maybe easier to open
me,
over
Perth
there.
is the fighting fucking state of Australia.
They do a lot of
Perth
shows
has
there.
fucking.
There's too many other things actually in Melbourne.
So
and Sydney,
many gyms.
Yeah.
And so many talents in
Scrappy
fucking
MMA's
Perth.
in Perth. Yeah.
Oh, it's just so much good jiu-jitsu, so much good fucking, and the UFC's in Perth, shit all over the other states.
Yeah, they do big ones.
So good.
Perth's alright, but Western Australia it's hilarious. They're so far from everything.
Yeah, it's basically driving to fucking Canada.
Yeah. If you're in the US, that's what it's like.
I don't like going to Marion.
It's so far. It's a long way to go west.
Yeah. I imagine they would probably put it in Sydney. Sydney, like UFC.
They do it in Melbourne or Sydney. Of course they would.
Adelaide would never see UFC ever again, will we?
Doesn't look likely, mate.
We'll get a fight night.
But there you go. I only talk about that because Kadyrov with Hamza. That's how we got on that whole thing.
But this fight here,
the big one, Whittaker, Chimaev. It looks like it's going to happen unless there's a real weight cutting issue.
But Chimaev will stab someone the night before.
Oh my God! If there's a medical staff that says, we don't think we can, but that's why they're doing the UAE, mate. No one's stopping them over there.
Dana will go into the hospital himself and operate on the cunt. Just to get him to the fight.
It looks like I haven't watched too much on the training videos, but a few of the pundits and things that I've heard to, like Luke Thomas was talking about Chimaev's training. He looks beastly.
He does look very good.
After all the sickly issues that man has had, all the moving around countries, fleeing for his life by the sounds of it.
Khamzat Chimaev is the most terrifying first-round fighter of all time.
But only strangling because he doesn't. Whittaker wouldn't look at him and be fearful of his hands because who did he knock out quick in that first round? Mershaw, who's a slow starting grappler.
But you could see that Mershaw was so scared scared of him.
Yeah.
Like, he was just not having it. He cowered almost.
So Whittaker ain't doing that. And the fact that Whittaker come out in his last fight when this fell apart and he fought, who was the other guy that he knocked out in his last fight where he stunned him in like the first minute and then went for the high kick and then uppercut?
Whittaker?
Yeah. Who did Whittaker beat? Because it was supposed to be Chimaev and there was the late call-up.
It was a real fucking miscellaneous motherfucker.
Yeah, no, but he was this another hot prospect like it. But
Yeah,
he just had
prospect.
He didn't have the backing yet. That one. There, who was that? Is it Alaskarov?
Askarov.
Yeah, Alaskarov.
Askarov.
Yeah, Alaskarov. Yeah. So there you go. So he was the hot prospect. He stepped in for Chimaev, and then Whittaker was like, levels to the game, bitch.
Very different fights.
Very different fights.
But if Whittaker can take it past 1.5 rounds,
Yep.
I
if he gets past 7 minutes,
I think there's literally nothing Chimaev can do to get him out there.
It's just So if he gets round, if it goes past 7 minutes, I would say the odds would be minus 400 for fucking Bobby Knuckles.
Is it 3 rounds?
Five rounds. Yeah.
Oh.
That's why I think they're throwing Chimaev because they're like, fucking, we finally got to sort this shit out. It's to really see this is the. You want that bone, mate? You want the push? All the shit he's had with his sickness, with his moving around, not being able to fight here, all these outside issues, but he's still got so much star power. He still had so much influence that they went, all right, this is finally the spot. And then he pulled out of the last one, and then this is finally, 5 rounds, co-main, no title on the 9, no nothing, plus 200 against minus 245.
We're just paying $2. I done lost my mind offering everyone $2.30.
Yeah.
I'm putting Chimaev at $2.
There you go. There you go.
I am so in favour of Whittaker, but I can see Chimaev coming out and fucking
barn burner.
Just
grab his neck.
Fucking grabbing him and flinging him around like a child, or just cracking him. And I can see some crazy shit.
Well, because Bobby's footwork is good. If he doesn't realise, if he is not warm, by the time he gets out there, I would want to be sweaty. And I would want to be sure that I'm on my fucking bike.
Because you don't get 10 seconds.
That dude fucking bull rushes you, and as soon as he gets his hands on you, good luck, you're scrambling for the next fucking 4 minutes. You don't know if comes out's going to be gun shy or not, though. He hasn't fought fucking wins the last time he fought. He fought Usman.
A year and a half
3
ago?
rounds, over a year.
14 months.
It's always. But, Matt, he had the hottest reason he got so much backing behind him. He fought 3 times in 2 months, 3 times in 2 weeks.
No. He fought twice in a week and a half, or 2 weeks.
Yeah, he fought twice in a week and a half.
No, you're right. He fought 3 times in like a month.
Yeah, 3 times in the first month.
No, you're right.
And that's why everyone was like, oh, shit. And then what he was doing, how he was beating him. And then the pickup and dump him of Li Jinglang, right? The leech.
Right in front of Dana.
Right in front of Dana. And then choked him to sleep. I mean, his highlights, and he fought quick. And then you think, if he can keep this up, but he hasn't kept it up. And now, like you've said, he's like, now it's like a slow peter off.
What Whittaker needs to do, he needs to survive that first 2-minute fucking onslaught that's going to happen.
You reckon who knows that better than anyone? Fucking Robert Whittaker.
He needs to, he just needs to survive that, and he needs to fucking hit him with something.
Get on your bike, hit him with the jab. Don't let him clench his hands against you. Don't tolerate just wrestling against the fence. If you can fucking push, if you can hit an elbow, do not let him hit, because Chimaev doesn't grab to hold.
Scrambles.
His scrambles are fucking nuts. He's so ahead of the game.
The Kevin Holland sequence.
Rolled over his back. He like Granby rolled from top position with a body lock over his back.
That was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah. And because Kevin Holland is decent in scrambles as well. Wrestling's not the best, but his scrambles were good, and he out-scrambled Kevin Holland. I
honestly think if Whittaker can literally hit him with something that gives him some respect, or he can literally just fucking drop the first 2 rounds and just be like, okay.
Wait till the third and try and beat the fuck out of you. Oh, well, actually, after that, you got 3, 4, 5.
That's what, if he can be like, I'm going to let the first round go, I'm just going to fucking not get hurt in this round and survive it.
It's all good to think that until a guy like Hamzat gets a hold of you. Yeah. And then you've got an idea. You've got an idea in your head. But the fact of how it played out with Chimaev against Usman, where he 10-8'd him essentially the first round, But then the reason he lost it was because Usman could have won the second, and then he did win the third.
And Usman has no knees, and he's 100 kilos smaller.
And he's not a natural 185er, and he stepped up, whereas fucking Whittaker, who's been a 185er thick boy for a long time.
Khamzat could easily be a light heavyweight fighter.
Khamzat?
Yeah.
You reckon?
I reckon he could go up to light heavyweight.
You reckon Khamzat could?
Yeah.
That's why he wants to call it out, because he'd want to fight Pereira, because he's wrestling, and Pereira's never really...
I reckon Khamzat could go. He's fucking huge.
Yeah, he shouldn't. It never should have been 70.
He's
but like
fucking huge.
But you know what? If he could have his way, he'd still fight 70.
No. He would never make it.
He would say that.
Yeah, Pereira reckons he's making middleweight.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Fucking, where's he going to make
Man,
middleweight?
if you've cut weight before and just that mind to be go, yeah, I can do that. I can do that anytime you ask me. And you're
if
like,
I don't eat for fucking 9 hours, I'm so irritable.
Not even get in a sauna.
Now.
Don't even get in a sauna.
But I really don't know. If someone gave you 10 grand,
10 grand to bet on who's going to win.
yeah,
Whittaker on the underdog.
1 grand or 10 grand, but you got to choose how as well.
10 grand, but you got to choose how.
Yeah, Whittaker by decision.
Whittaker by decision.
Really? You don't think he melts him then finishes him?
No, I think Chimaev would hang in there. I think Chimaev's got the dog in him.
Yeah.
So I think he'll hang around. Look at that Burns fight, mate, when he just wanted to stand there with a fucking bloke and
I
punch
wish
on.
I could see the fucking odds.
You know, the only thing, I see Chimaev like almost eating that Whittaker combo and getting the fucking stank leg.
I'd love to know what the odds are for fucking like first round. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, would it be on here?
I don't know, but it doesn't matter because we can't gamble on it though, can we? Because like it's easy bet, first round submission for Chimaev.
This is what I want to know.
Yeah, that's the one, but that's the only fight they got. They don't even have anything. All they've got is Tapuria versus Holloway. They don't even have anything else.
They will have more sports. We'll go sports. We'll go.
You were just on there, man, and that's all it showed.
UFC MMA. Maybe if you go this way.
Okay.
There we go.
There it is. Whittaker, Chimaev. Up
one. Yeah, there. Okay.
Oh no, one market.
Are you fucking joking?
One market. Yep, it's just got the straight head to head. We're getting fucked down here. Because the bet would be either Chimaev first round sub.
Yeah, first or second.
Whittaker 3-4-5 KO. That would be because you can do 3-4-5 KO, right?
You used to be able to.
Yeah, right. You used to be able to, or decision. That would probably be your safest bets. Khamzat first round sub, Whittaker 3-4-5 KO, or decision.
I'm gonna go Robert Whittaker round 4 KO.
Yeah,
Robert Whittaker round 4 KO, but I can see Khamzat coming out
like a demon,
and
absolute demon,
fucking ruining everyone's day.
Could you imagine if he comes out and absolutely just runs through fucking Rob Whittaker?
Well, Whittaker's comes out, hits very hard.
Yeah, he does too.
He
does. He hits and he hurts, but it's not the hitting; it's the fucking grappling.
But
if he gets a hold of you, he ragdolled Usman, even at 185, and Usman's not a natural 185er, but Usman's huge. Everyone's like, Usman could go up to 185 and kind of control and do all
Usman's
that.
small
But again, he's a bit older. He's
got
knees
no
are
fucking
fucked.
knees.
Yeah, his knees are fucked. Everything's fucked on him right now.
The thing with Khamzat is you're in these fucking scrambles where you don't know where the fuck you are, and I could just see maybe something like that happening, and then he just fucking lifts the knee up and knees, or just gets a good uppercut in one.
Chimaev or Whittaker?
Chimaev.
Right.
That's what in one of these scrambles.
In the scrambles, he hits him with a shot.
I can see something crazy happening in a scramble where
he
Chimaev just goes balls.
Chimaev doesn't mix in the grappling and striking. When he gets his hands together. It's like Khabib.
Yeah.
When he gets his hands together, you're fucked.
Yeah.
And he's not doing it to control, punch. No. When he gets his hands locked on you, he can get to where he wants. You might be able to hold the position away for a while, but he'll out-scramble you, he'll out-position you. And he doesn't really do it with massive ground and pound until he's consolidated.
Do you know what me and Reese were fucking watching in my house at like 6 in the morning the other night?
Yeah, last week.
The greatest rounds of MMA.
The greatest rounds. Round 3, Volk versus Ortega.
It was like 2 hours of it. 2 hours on YouTube.
Yep. Poirier versus Hooker round 2.
Round 1 or 2.
No, it's 2, I think.
No, Paulo Costa and Yoel Romero.
Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah. That was a big one.
Man.
Yep, that was a crazy one.
Bro, Paulo Costa, balls of fucking steel.
Oh, man. Stood there with
Just
him, yeah.
watching how, because when you know how big these motherfuckers are, and you can see the heat that they're throwing on these shots, and Yoel's just no neck. He's just taking fucking boof.
The man's eating head kicks straight on his neck.
His head doesn't even move.
Well, you know why?
Because his traps are just fucking fitted to his body.
You know his is fused. Have you seen Yoel Romero run?
Does he have discs?
He has a full fused neck.
Purposely or from wrestling?
I don't know if it's purpose or not, but it's fully fused.
There's some cute.
Hence why when he runs, it doesn't fucking move. Hence also, if it's fully fused, it doesn't cause the whiplash effect.
I was going to say that's such a benefit. It's like a very
not when he gets old.
It's not great for when you're old, but as a fighter, it's probably like a little bit of a benefit.
Yeah,
because your head's not like shaking around.
Your head doesn't rattle, and he does. That's fucking crazy.
I'm gonna go Bobby Knuckles, but we
are behind Bobby Knuckles.
I can see
Hamzat doing it.
I can see Hamzat coming out like a fucking
demon
out of hell.
Yeah, I know. I want to see it. Hamzat when he is on.
It's so fun, isn't it?
It's so fun when he's fucking.
It's so
on.
frantic.
Dude, it's so like every time he fights, it's good. The only time his first round against Usman was fucking spectacular, and then he just ran out of gas because he couldn't put a veteran and a former champ like Usman away.
I don't know who I'd be more upset. I don't know. I wouldn't be upset seeing Khamzat lose, but there is like a thing when you get.
He's got the mystique.
When you get the fighter with that energy and that mystique and I think he has an O.
Yeah, he hasn't been beat yet.
Yeah, when you see that O just fucking when that fighter. Not have it anymore. You're just like, oh, they fucking worked so hard.
Well, you hope well, you don't think about Lerone Murphy, do you?
Nah, fuck that.
See?
I hope Ige knocks him out.
Oh, jeez. I don't know about that. Old 50k Ige.
Yeah.
All right. And then we have the main event of the evening. Ilya El Matador Topuria versus Max Blessed Holloway.
I'm going to tell you right now, if that little fucking Spanish retard points at the floor in the first 10 seconds, he's a fucking idiot. He's not going to do that. He's all fucking talk.
Yeah, he is all talk.
Imagine he does it though.
He won't.
Imagine he does it.
He won't. Did you hear that little? I mean, you might be too hurt to go back and watch it, but UFC released the clip of him watching the Volk knockout, and he talks his way through it about what he was looking for, the setups, what he was waiting for Volk to do, when Volk started doing it.
He's not even a striker.
And he's not the striker. That's the thing. Striking is second, but his hands are fucking wicked. His hands have always been wicked. No kicks. Don't worry about kicks. Doesn't matter. But that's what's so good about this fight. But they both are. I mean, Holloway's a neck grabber as well. If it goes to the ground, Holloway's not a takedown on the legs. He takes people down. He'll get a high elbow guillotine. But yeah, Topuria's front headlock system is, if you go back and watch his highlights, especially in the early days, his grappling is wicked. His front chokes are fucking A+.
This fight is going to be fully dictated on whoever is setting the pace for the fight.
Yeah.
The whole fight is going to be who's in control of the center of the octagon.
Yeah.
And who's controlling the pace.
The issue, though, so to talk about that thing where Topuria was commentating him versus Volk, he was like, Volk was hard to get to in the first round because he was laterally moving really well.
Yeah, then he pushed him up against the fence and he ran out of room.
And that's why. But then he goes, and then he started to get a little more comfortable throwing hands with me. And then he did. You watch it, there was 2 or 3 times Volk threw 1 or 2, and then Topuria threw a 4 or 5 combo back. Yeah, because finally he was starting to throw.
CGI.
And yeah, I know. It all hurts our feelings. But if it just depends, because Holloway will stand there and fucking throw.
That's what I was just going to say. That's brilliant to hear, because do you know who has the most confident striking in the world?
Confident striking is Holloway.
The best boxer in the UFC.
And he's got the sickest chin, and he's not just come off a fucking head kick knockout a few months ago. So, but Holloway's gone back down to 145.
I don't think that's an issue for him.
Shouldn't be.
I don't think it is. He's not of the size where it would.
No.
It's obviously wouldn't be fucking great for him, but I don't think the weight.
I'm just taking into all contingencies.
You're
and
making
factors.
excuses
For what?
for what's going to happen on Sunday.
I'm just saying.
What are you're
I've been on Tapuria for a while, and it just fucking hurt that when Tapuria was on the come up, he fought Volk to fucking get the knockout. But I've been high because his jiu-jitsu before his boxing was up.
That's what people don't understand. He's not a striker.
He's grappling. Go back and watch his Cage Warriors days. Go back and watch his earlier days. His grappling was sick. He got hit and hurt. He's been hit and stopped. Like, he's been hurt. Not just in the UFC fight against Jai Herbert.
Yeah, I was going to say Herbert almost knocked him out. He
nearly knocked him out with the head kick. But he's been hurt that bad in like Cage Warriors, and he grappled him, and he could grapple fuck his way out of the first round, and then would come out and just beat him up the next round. And his grappling was sick.
The tank's not going to be an issue for either of them.
Gas tank's good.
Gas tank's good for both of them. Yeah. This is one of those fights.
Such a good fight that they've put it together. Yeah, what do you got? 230 versus plus 95.
So $1.38 paying $1.95. Is that correct?
So if you put So if you put $23 on Tapuria, you win $10 back.
Bro,
so if you put $10 on Max Holloway, you'd win $19.50 back.
I'm telling you right fucking now. If I had sports bet, my multi would literally be maybe almost every underdog on this card.
Yeah, there's a few, right?
Fucking
you
huge.
Would be. If you could go through, so just scroll down here. So underdog. So Max Holloway's the underdog.
Max Holloway.
Robert Whittaker is the underdog.
Dan Ige, not the best one. I probably would choose Murphy.
That one's off. And then Petrosian, and then Dos Anjos, and then Rebecca.
That's not a fucking bad one.
Rebecca. Santos is that. I don't think that's going to go Santos's way.
But do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, you could definitely throw a few fucking...
load up on
it. Yeah, you could throw a few fucking underdogs in a parlay, and it would...
In saying that, like... Everything that is supposed to happen might actually, unfortunately, happen on Sunday.
Yeah, I know. That's the way gambling on MMA is so fucking tough. But we don't do it anymore.
I really don't know. I just feel like Max needs to fucking... Really, what do they have their tail of the tape up? Max
should just go out and do what he did against Justin Gaethje, but Taporia is not Gaethje.
This is what we need here.
5-inch reach,
same arms,
same reach in arms, but 42 versus 37 in legs, and that does not matter for Taporia because he throws no kicks, and Holloway does not throw many other than that up the middle, and that sweet spinning back kick
that he learned off Mortal Kombat,
or off the UFC game.
He
learned it off the UFC game.
So. Max, I'm sure, has a fucking game plan.
Look at that, though. 5'7", 5'11". They got the same reach.
Yeah, but do you know why? Because Max does have little T-Rex arms.
Yeah.
But I feel like... Does Max really ever throw a teep up the middle?
Yeah. He threw stab kicks up the middle. Yeah,
I feel like that would be so fucking important in this fight, just to to slow the cunt down a little bit. Because he's so quick. And then maybe those fucking 5-6... punch combos can drop down to 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And then he'll start actively looking for a takedown, maybe take some fucking wind out of his sails.
Yeah.
Some sting off his punch. That middle kick, that tape up the center is going to be so important. Fucking keep him at bay a bit.
Because Holloway doesn't throw leg kicks, so he's going to have to hurt him to the body to deter him.
Well, Holloway doesn't...
can kind of, that's why he's the matador, right? He downloads and sees what people want to kind of present to him. And that's what's funny now about him being on the feet, because they're always like, see what presents to see the takedown so I can get the takedown. But now his boxing is so good.
You got 10 grand.
Fuck, 10 grand. On just straight up, who's going to win?
Yeah. Fuck. We'll start off with that.
Such a good fight. Ooh, fuck. Oh, my God. After Holloway's last fight against Gaethje, it was fucking...
It's so hard to bet against him, isn't it?
I know. Yeah. It was so good. But what Volk did to him, then what Tapuria did to Volk.
Tapuria is also a lot of a better fighter than Gaethje at the moment.
Yeah, and what you're talking about, he's 15-0, mate. That's why he's so confident talking about Conor McGregor and, I don't want to fight Holloway, I don't want to fight Volk. It's like, well, who is he going to fight, you dickhead?
He's like, a little weasel of a cunt, isn't he?
And then when Holloway goes on Rogan, he's like, he's going to fight himself, brother. He's going to fight himself. Who the fuck else is he going to fight? Yeah, because he's like, because he's good, but... calm down a little bit, Tapuria. Still you got to get in there.
You're putting your 10 grand on Tapuria, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going Tapuria.
Oh, fuck. Oh no! I did this with Justin though. We were talking about this fucking with Justin. We were writing Holloway's obituary.
Yeah, with Justin. Yeah. No,
I don't want to do that to him again.
No, because he had a great. After that, he had a great. It won't. I don't think it'll be that.
But I don't think Holloway. I think Aaliyah has a lot more of a chance to stop Holloway than Holloway has a chance to stop Aaliyah.
Yeah.
But
way more ways for Topuria to beat to stop Holloway. Yeah.
10 grand's a lot of money though.
Yeah.
10 grand's a lot of money. Sorry, Max, I love you, but I'm putting the 10 on fucking Aaliyah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just hope it's not by knockout if it happens. I hope it's just a decision.
Because even with the hands, and if Holloway comes out like a fucking demon and can pepper him and he can't, Topuria can switch the game and go wrestling hard, and then how good he's wrestling, but if it hits the ground, because Holloway's takedown defense is wicked.
But you know what? As a fucking gambling man, I'm putting 10 grand on Holloway round 2 KO. Fucking get one up, yeah.
There you go. All right, calling it.
Get one for Volk.
Get one. Fucking bring it back.
Bring it back.
Well,
and then we'll have Volk and Holloway.
Volk Holloway 4.
Woo! Low stakes fight. Volk.
Because Volk's fucking waiting until the winner of this. He got offered Diego Lopez, right?
Yeah, he's not going to take that fight.
He didn't take it.
He said his next fight's a title fight.
Title fight.
Has to be.
Yeah.
Has to be. He deserves a fucking title fight.
Yep. But I would love to see Volk versus Lopez.
I'd way prefer to see Volk versus
the winner,
Holloway.
Yeah.
Not even the winner, just Holloway.
Just Holloway. Yeah, you don't want to. But
maybe even Tony Ferguson.
See how Topuria would look. Maybe Max can make him look a little more human. But he's already. You can't say he's not taking damage. Topuria, like I said,
he's human. He hasn't cruised through every fucking fight. Jai Herbert. Shout out to Jai. He started following me on Instagram.
Oh, did he? Yeah. Shout out. Yeah, because he took that fight to get into the UFC a weight class above.
Huh?
Jai Herbert's 155.
Oh, really? Yes.
So he took that fight to get in the UFC.
He's not in the UFC anymore, Jai.
No, but his striking was wicked. So
that's good.
Yeah, but he did. He head kicked him, and I'm pretty sure Topuria also got head kicked early and wobbled and hurt in the same way. But he could get a hold of himself and grapple, and his grappling is so good. But he just doesn't have to use it now because he's boxing slick.
Yeah, I just really fucking hope Max doesn't get knocked out.
Yeah, well, you don't like to see, the fall of your heroes. And again, we were writing the obituaries last time for Max, and then he came out and had that absolute stunner of a performance against Gaethje, where he's now just added to the highlight reel that is the career of Max Holloway. And he's only, how old is he? Because he's still fucking like 32 or 33.
Max?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's young. He got in the UFC at 20. He was young. Someone put it up the other day, the fucking late call out of Poirier versus the first fight, Poirier versus Holloway. It was
old
like
is
20
Topuria?
versus 23. And it was like, the second or third fight for Holloway.
How old's fucking Topuria?
Topuria is like 27.
Jesus Christ. Imagine being that fucking... Apparently he's a bad man too.
He's what?
Apparently he's a bad man.
He's a bad man. Yeah, well, yeah. I have seen some footage of him beating the fuck out of people in bars.
He's a little angry man.
Yeah, he doesn't mind throwing hands, and he's all like, "Oh, I'm cute, I'm all this." You remember the talk about they were him versus Paddy Pimblett? Remember when the come up was happening? Could you imagine that now?
Wasn't that the scuffle?
No wonder he was so confident.
Wasn't that the scuffle in like?
It was in a hotel.
Yeah, but someone jumped behind like a counter. Did Pimblett was Pimblett by himself or was Topuria by himself?
I can't remember if that was the one where they jumped.
It was. One of them was by themselves and one of them had a whole squad, and I'm pretty sure Topuria was by himself.
Yeah. What was the one I was thinking?
Bobby
Green had that with was it Islam's crew as well?
Yes,
or something?
and
yeah.
Arnold Allen and...
Vittori, Marvin Vittori. They boxed on
apparently
in a fucking casino.
That might be on the Sydney card.
They could definitely put that together because Brendan Allen lost his last fight and Vittori hasn't fought in a hot second.
And they fucking hate each other.
And they boxed on in public, so...
Allen fucking rocked him.
Yeah, Allen dropped him. Yeah,
rocked him.
Yep,
that little orc-looking motherfucker.
Oh, God, he is, yeah. It's fucking weird.
He's an ugly cunt.
It's not pretty.
Great fighter.
Great fighter.
I don't even remember the last fight he had.
Brendan Allen?
Vittori?
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you. But he's fought all the top dogs. But there.
And then... the real main event on Sunday,
We got
the M16 Open,
Declan Moody
the return.
versus Reddy. So we haven't. He's got a. Well, let's see, an 8-1 or a 9-1 MMA record.
I've loaded
Nathan Reddy. There we go. Declan Moody, Nathan Reddy. Nathan Reddy. I think I saw he has a 9-1 or 8-1 MMA record. Pretty good with that, but I did not see too many jiu-jitsu highlights or competition footage. So I feel my inkling is that Moody is going to have a good showing.
I'm a commentator, so I can't.
We can't be biased about it, but
Moody's got a fucking good...
No, I think Moody's going to have a good showing.
It's going to be hard. He's like we were talking about upticks and stuff before. When someone's on like a certain trajectory, it's like it's not even skill for skill at that point. It's just fucking like it's destiny. You know what I mean? As gay as that sounds, it is. Yeah. And
it's been such a big long road for Moody to get there, and the fact he's built up to...
It might be this Sunday, but to the man who stops fucking Declan on his trajectory that he's on right now, fucking good luck to you, sir.
Well, you know what's great is that...
But it could happen on the weekend. That's why you got to buy your fucking tickets and find out.
Oh, absolutely. And if nothing else, I buy tickets for my girlfriend to come watch it because she just wants to see Declan in person and say hello.
He's such a big, attractive man.
He's such a big, attractive man. She's like, is Declan like, get me a ticket. Oh, of course. All right.
Do you have any of his gym towels?
Yeah. I want to smell his sweat. Oh, come on. Oh, baby, don't say that about me.
But you can also tune into the live stream where me and Thomas Piro will be commentating.
We will be commentating. Old mate Savas is, we've been talking about it for a little bit and just timing and sorting it all out to, we've been doing the live stream. You were there recording it all last time. We've gone through it. Hopefully we can set up there and get it all going, but that's the plan. We're going to commentate the live stream.
You got fucking Luke Marco, one of the fucking up-and-coming G's of the sport. You got Nick Hughes, a staple of South Australian MMA. You got Rod Costa, former Eternal Champ, fighting Sydney Wrestling Academy's Al El Kia.
Ali Elk, as he's known out to the lay public.
One of Lucas Cannard's coaches, I believe.
I think it's coach.
Training partners.
Big training partner.
We got Big Dick Deacon from Tasmania.
Deacon Lauer from Tasmania, from the HTC down there in Hobart.
Holding it down in Hobart.
Versus Kevin Ryman, who I think comes from, I want to say Sydney, along with James Sargerson, who's also, I want to say their main training partners. I think Sargerson is the head coach at the gym that they come out and James Sargerson has Jesse Loughton, right? Jesse Loughton from 10th Planet Adelaide, who has been on many M16s. He's had title shots. He's very active on the local scene, hence why he gets a spot on the main card on the M16 Open, which is turning into the hot prospect, the place to be on, and building up to be one of the spots to show the grappling super fights in not just South Australia but Australia.
And that's not like these fights aren't all what's on the card. There is a fucking
giant undercard
of an undercard.
At least I want to say at least 12 undercard fights,
which are fucking scraps. Jamie Irison and stuff.
Irison's on there. The late call up was Kerry Smith is a late call-up, a bit harder for the boys because they're FIFO workers. So we get to see them, 2 in, 2 out, 3 in, 1 out, whatever it is it's going to be. But a brown belt, black belt from M16, main training partners of mine. Kerry is one of my big back and forth. When he's there, me and him have super technical rounds. So obviously, if we're commentating, we have to be unbiased, but I will support those boys till the end.
But just come down, say hello.
Come on down, the Brighton Performance Arts Centre
tickets
in Brighton. Tickets will be on the door. Oh, it's getting close to selling out.
I'd imagine you'd want to message.
I wouldn't leave it till then. Yeah, I wouldn't leave it to get them on the door. If you can, message someone to find out. If you're into jiu-jitsu, message your local. If you're unsure and you want to come, message the M16 page.
Brighton Performing Arts, yeah?
Brighton Performing Arts Centre. It's a very nice setup for grappling. The way it's set up, it's tiered seating. Three or 400 people max.
It's a fucking nice. It's a very nice venue.
Very nice venue. The way they can set it up for grappling tournaments is very well done. They did it for the first time last time out, and it's very good. It's very well set up.
Come check it out. Let's see if Nathan Reddy can stop the force.
Can hang with the Moody. Declan Moody, the king. I will support that dude to the end. I flew to Vegas to watch him compete. So, yeah, and he's an absolute fucking animal. And I'm just stoked that he's finally what he wanted. It's what you do. You build yourself up to get a look in on the world stage. And let's see if Nathan Reddy can hang with the man.
A lot of people are flying in from Perth as well and interstate. This card has a lot of interstate.
A lot of interstate. Rod Costa, impressive from interstate. Kevin Ryman. That's the few of these boys that are coming. These are big head grappling coaches, main training partners, good black belts, coming from all around. Nick Batman Hughes showing in there from the MATLAB Academy, the Jones Jiu-Jitsu affiliate. Along with Deacon Lara as well. Good little team of us boys. The little connection that they've all made to just, keep it all going. Make sure we all look and support each other from SA and interstate to then get good matches, good quality matches. No one's, there's just, I can't wait. I'm excited. It's just a shame that every time an M16 comes on, it's on a fucking main event for a UFC. So
Miles does that on purpose.
Yeah, he did it months out. You can't even say he did it on purpose.
No, he does.
Yeah,
he fucking knows something that no one else does because he plans it every time.
That salty man.
What was the last one?
Yeah. Well, because what was the last one? It was when it was Bobby Green versus who's the pommy? Paddy Pimblett.
Yes,
that was the fight which we didn't get to see. I think it was Usman versus someone. Who was it?
I had so much money on Bobby Green to win in that fight.
Yeah,
but if you're a fan of the pod and you don't have tickets, message the M16 Fight and Fitness Instagram page.
Yeah, don't just rock up there. It's hard parking around that area, and it looks like it'll be a sellout. So if you don't want to show up to the door to get turned away, I would definitely be messaging people.
Boom. We will see you next time. Thank you, Tom Piro, for coming on.
Thanks, mate. Good. We'll do it again. Last time, luckily we got to replay it. We'll talk about mostly what we usually like to talk about, whereas the Friday hang definitely was one just for a fun hang.
If anyone makes it to the end of this podcast and you are willing to pay $10 on Patreon to watch that podcast that I'm not uploading...
let them know so you get some numbers about who would actually do it.
If 20 people are willing to buy a Patreon with that episode, I'll make a Patreon to put it on there.
Oh, boom.
See you later.